from the Kardashians to Katy Perry flies into Venice. There are two people missing who would have just a few months ago expected to have been there. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle furious after missing the $20 million wedding of the year between the Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his wife.
The bells of Venice rang for the biggest wedding of the year, but two famous guests never heard the call. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, once the hottest ticket in both royal and Hollywood circles, found themselves watching from afar as Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez said, "I do." Their names, shiny and bold on magazine covers just a few seasons ago, were nowhere near the gold leaf invitation list. And when the news broke, the shock rippled across every corner of gossip land. Picture the scene that Friday night. Gleaming gondolas bobbed on the Grand Canal, lights twinkled on silk-draped balconies, and camera flashes painted the stone bridges bright white. Inside the ancient church of San Giorgio, the world's richest man exchanged vows with the love of his life while A-list friends cheered. Oprah mingled with Leonardo DiCaprio. The Kardashian clan snapped selfies in gowns that cost more than most homes. Yet, in a quiet Montecito mansion, a different mood took hold. Meghan's phone buzzed with updates she could not ignore. Each photo felt like another door slamming shut. Why did this snub hurt so much? Because only a year earlier, Meghan and Harry had shared a playful dinner with Bezos in Los Angeles. Reports said the foursome laughed about space travel and swapped ideas on charity. Meghan left that night believing she had opened a brand new gateway to American power. An invite to the Venice wedding seemed certain, at least in her mind. Being left out wasn't just a scheduling mix-up. It was a loud signal that her star, once blazing hot, had cooled. The person most to blame in Meghan's view was the bride herself. Lauren Sanchez runs helicopter rescue flights one day and hosts news shows the next, but she also guards her privacy like a hawk.
I think she's very, very angry, so I've been told. And because Lauren Sanchez, bride-to-be, oh no, she's already married, they married a month ago, but actually how upset the royal family have been and how revoltingly rude she's been, that she wasn't invited. Of course, they have said they've been too busy, but that's a standard thing to say when they haven't been invited somewhere.
She told friends that she didn't want extra cameras prowling her big day, and she saw Meghan as a magnet for flashbulbs. Wedding planners later whispered that Lauren used 3 short words: no, Sussexes, allowed, and never wavered. For Meghan, that decision cut deep. It hinted that she brought not sparkle but storm clouds. Still, the Duchess wasn't ready to accept defeat. With the May RSVP deadline ticking down, she made quiet calls. First came Oprah.
But also, I think that Lauren, in a second thought, wouldn't want Meghan there because she takes a lot of attention, doesn't she?
The portrait of Diana shook on the wall. Yet Harry's anger only proved Lauren's point. She wanted calm, the couple brought heat. In that moment, the wedding's missing seats made perfect sense to everyone but the Sussexes. As the party boats glided through Venetian mist, reporters hunted for any sign of the royal runaways. None appeared. Instead, eyes turned to the guest list and noticed a pattern. People who still draw crowds without stirring chaos earned a seat at Bezos's table. People who turn every step into a headline did not. For Hollywood's inner circle, this felt like a pivot. The message was simple. No more free passes for trouble. This turning tide didn't start with a single wedding. Over the past year, Meghan's glossy image cracked again and again. Her Spotify podcast lost steam and vanished after one season. A line of fancy fruit spreads called As Ever launched with loud hype, then froze when buyers balked at the price tag. Paparazzi photos showed shelves still full weeks later. Each wobble chipped away at the royal couple's once mighty glow.
Or Harry came anywhere near making this guest list. They weren't.
Meanwhile, streaming giants did the math. Netflix poured millions into the Sussex story in 2022, but the follow-up shows stalled. Viewers said they felt preached at instead of entertained. Executives, always chasing fresh clicks, turned to newer ideas. Meghan and Harry's phones stopped buzzing so often. Invitations that once poured in now dripped. Jeff Bezos, sharp as ever, read the room. He has missed rockets that cost more than some countries, but he rarely misses public mood. To him, calm equals control, and control equals brand safety. So when Lauren voiced her worries, Bezos nodded. Protecting their wedding day meant protecting his image, her joy, and their combined empire. One cloud, even a royal-shaped one, was a risk too big. Meanwhile, streaming giants did the math. Netflix poured millions into the Sussex story in 2022, but the follow-up shows stalled. Viewers said they felt preached at instead of entertained. Executives, always chasing fresh clicks, turned to newer ideas. Meghan and Harry's phones stopped buzzing so often. Invitations that once poured in now dripped. Jeff Bezos, sharp as ever, read the room. He has missed rockets that cost more than some countries, but he rarely misses public mood. To him, calm equals control, and control equals brand safety. So when Lauren voiced her worries, Bezos nodded. Protecting their wedding day meant protecting his image, her joy, and their combined empire. One cloud, even a royal-shaped one, was a risk too big. Back in California, Meghan faced a mirror none of her stylists could fix. She saw the climb she still wanted. Lunches with moguls, red carpets with movie stars, board seats on global charities. But doors she counted on were now guarded by polite smiles and firm RSVPs. Friends say she started dialing fresh numbers. Kris Jenner, Gwyneth Paltrow, even Beyoncé's team, hoping for a second-hand welcome. Each call ended with the same gentle line. Let's catch up soon. Soon never came. At this point, even Meghan's most loyal followers admitted the struggle. They watched her swap royal life for freedom only to chase a new court in Los Angeles. Yet courts, royal or Hollywood, value one trait above fame: trust. Are you safe to invite? Will you keep secrets? Do you bring calm or chaos? Meghan's track record, filled with tell-all moments and surprise cameras, made hosts nervous. And when hosts grow nervous, their guest lists shrink. Lauren's wedding snub sealed the trend with a gold wax stamp.
After missing the $20 million wedding of the year between the Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his wife, we now know they are already married, Lauren Sanchez.
In the high-stakes game of image and influence, invitations speak louder than titles. A seat near Bezos means you're useful, trusted, maybe even beloved. A missing seat means doubts linger. For Meghan, the silence from Venice sounded like a church bell echoing across the lagoon, deep, clear, impossible to ignore. But here's where the story twists again. Some insiders think Meghan can still flip the script. They point out her skill with media, her global name, and her loyal fan base. One strong project, they argue, could reboot her standing in a flash. A hit documentary, a charitable triumph, a viral speech. Any of these might swing the spotlight back in her favor. Meghan herself seems to believe this. She's said to be plotting a new lifestyle brand, one aimed at everyday families rather than glossy elites. If true, that pivot could win fresh hearts, even if Golden Gates stay shut. Yet others think the pattern is set. They note how quickly Hollywood moves on from yesterday's headline. They recall stars who once ruled, then vanished when the crowd craved quieter heroes. They whisper that Meghan's best move might be off-screen, far from red carpets and royal drama, perhaps on a quiet farm, raising chickens and kids, and letting the world forget before it remembers her kindly again. So, where does that leave the Duchess of Montecito? Outside the Venetian church, gondoliers still hum love songs long after the Bezos party lights fade. Inside her home, Meghan faces a choice: chase the next invite harder or craft a life so strong that invites chase her. Harry, nursing pride and wary of more snubs, may choose calm over crowds. Their path will depend on one lesson the Venice wedding shouted. Power hosts choose peace over flash, trust over drama, and quiet grace over loud fame. The final question, then, belongs to us, watchers, viewers, and curious minds scrolling late at night. Will Meghan Markle rebuild her bridge to the world's most powerful rooms? Or has the tide turned for good?
She'll be safely running round the men who are the richest and seeing how she can get a bit of fun. And I just think that that's not happening. They're just not being invited anywhere.
Picture the Grand Canal, glowing like liquid gold as the sun dips behind marble palaces. Gondoliers steer sleek, black boats through ripples that look painted on. At the heart of it all, Jeff Bezos's white mega yacht slides into view, Reporters gasp when they hear the price tag for this floating palace, about $20 million for one shining weekend. A helicopter roars overhead and lowers Bezos and Lauren Sanchez onto a fountain-lit pier. Cameras pop like fireworks. Local musicians strike up trumpets that echo off ancient stone walls. Tourists crane their necks. Protesters shout that Venice is turning into a play yard for billionaires, but their voices fade under the buzz of celebrity chatter. Bright lights catch Leonardo DiCaprio as he steps off a tender boat wearing sunglasses past sunset. Oprah Winfrey waves so hard her bracelets jingle. Katy Perry twirls in a gown that changes color in the street lamps. Barack and Michelle glide past in matching navy suits, then pose for one quick photo. Orlando Bloom laughs with Kris Jenner, and it sounds like champagne fizzing. Even Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner drift by on a smaller speedboat, phones held high to live stream the canal. Every name on the guest list is a headline by itself, yet they blend into one solid wall of fame.
And of course, Angela, these protests would have been even worse if you had factored in Harry and Meghan.
Meghan is so good at getting attention that she would have been there, and she would have her, and so they just decided not to. But they've got loads of people coming. I've got a great list here. Leonardo DiCaprio, Barack Obama, Orlando, Kardashians, Kris Jenner, Caitlyn, has just come back from...
Picture the Grand Canal, glowing like liquid gold as the sun dips behind marble palaces. Gondoliers steer sleek, black boats through ripples that look painted on. At the heart of it all, Jeff Bezos's white mega yacht slides into view. Reporters gasp when they hear the price tag for this floating palace, about $20 million for one shining weekend. A helicopter roars overhead and lowers Bezos and Lauren Sanchez onto a fountain-lit pier. Cameras pop like fireworks. Local musicians strike up trumpets that echo off ancient stone walls. Tourists crane their necks. Protesters shout that Venice is turning into a play yard for billionaires, but their voices fade under the buzz of celebrity chatter. Bright lights catch Leonardo DiCaprio as he steps off a tender boat wearing sunglasses past sunset. Oprah Winfrey waves so hard her bracelets jingle. Katy Perry twirls in a gown that changes color in the street lamps. Barack and Michelle glide past in matching navy suits, then pose for one quick photo. Orlando Bloom laughs with Kris Jenner, and it sounds like champagne fizzing. Even Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner drift by on a smaller speedboat, phones held high to live stream the canal. Every name on the guest list is a headline by itself, yet they blend into one solid wall of fame.
Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump's daughter Ivanka, and Jared Kushner. An amazing wedding where all the bosoms have to stand up.
Yes, exactly.
Far away in California, two people refresh their phones. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle once walked red carpets beside these same stars. 5 years back, the couple had brand new royal shine, Netflix promises, and magazine covers that glittered. They were the cool royals, the bridge between palace and pop culture. Invitations flooded in like summer waves. But for the Venice wedding, their phones stay silent. No e-card, no yacht deck pass, not even a polite, sorry, seats are tight. Their spokesperson claims the pair are too busy with family matters, yet everyone in press circles whispers the truth. No invite arrived. Insiders say Meghan's anger fills every room she enters. She scrolls through images of Oprah hugging Lauren Sanchez and almost hears the canal water slapping against chrome hulls. She slams the phone, walks 3 circles, and scrolls again. Sources call her very, very angry, words so mild they'd barely scratch the fury. She remembers lunches where Lauren told her, "You're lovely." That glow died like a candle in the wind once Meghan's brand got tangled in drama. Organizers feared she would steal the spotlight, dress louder than the bride, and court every lens in Venice. They pictured Harry trailing behind, tense smile fixed, while Meghan worked the dock like a press line. Wedding planners said no, quietly, firmly, finally. Hollywood is a land of unspoken math. Add success to success, and the number grows. Add failure, and the total drops fast. Producers sniffed the air for winning stories. They smelled it on Meghan and Harry in 2020. Fresh royal titles, Oprah tears, a blockbuster podcast deal. But the perfume faded. Spotify canceled the podcast after one short season that cost more than it earned. Netflix hype cooled when the docuseries buzz faded into background noise. Meghan tried a line of artisanal fruit spread. Social media laughed that apricot jam could not patch royal reputations. When deals evaporate, invitations follow. In Los Angeles, they call it the cold list, the list nobody wants to land on. Insiders now drop the word radioactive when they mention the Sussex brand, and no one argues out loud.
As they first moved to Montecito, I mean, remember this event, which was attended by Doria Ragland alongside the Kardashians, and also at that event, Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez. But of course, Bezos and Sanchez know that they simply do not.
Back in Venice, a drone camera catches the main party boat gliding past St. Mark's Square. Velvet ropes guard every gangplank. Security ushers the glitter squad into candlelit halls. Lauren Sanchez glows in a dress covered in silver stars. She once said Meghan had great energy, now she says nothing at all. Her silence is its own press release. Harry stares at the sea on a computer wallpaper while checking flights to London for charity work no outlet wants to cover. He wonders when the tide turned. Was it the Oprah interview? The tell-all memoir? The story where he said William pushed him during a fight and his necklace broke? Royal watchers say each revelation chipped at the old family magic until only dust was left. Hollywood's biggest rule floats back to him. Never look like failure. But every spreadsheet for Archwell, every unpaid invoice from jam vendors, every canceled call with Netflix, screams of projects dying on the vine. Meghan thinks of ways to fight back. She hires Christopher Boozy, an online data crusader known for fiery tweets. Boozy charges in like a knight with no filter. He calls Prince William a balding muppet, claims royal photos look like North Korean propaganda, and insists trolls ruin Meghan's life because she married into monarchy while black and American. Each tweet sets off sparks, but Hollywood producers see fire hazards, not warmth. Publicists drafting seat charts for awards shows underline one note: no Sussex drama on red carpet. Across the Atlantic, King Charles leans into a new kind of subtle shade. Royal accounts once played silence like a fine instrument. This year, they dare an eye emoji under a video mocking Meghan's playful baby bump dance. It lasts 1 second, yet hits like a drum solo. Even Buckingham Palace can't resist a meme, people mutter. When your own in-laws poke gentle...
Mega yacht. Many celebrity guests are expected, despite local protests warning that the lavish nuptials are evident.
Oh my God. But this is what's going to be so difficult for Meghan, though, because this was the gang she wanted to be part of, because it's not just Oprah Winfrey.
Fun you know bridges smoke behind you. Vastly different news flashes on British morning shows. Makes a soft return after health issues. No press junket, just quiet meetings about child development. One visitor, Melinda French Gates, sits down at a palace table to discuss early years learning. Cameras catch a simple handshake and 2 bright smiles, no fuss. Billionaire philanthropists prefer calm waters and steady boats. Catherine gives them that. Meghan once hoped Melinda would join her fight for global wellness, maybe co-produce a documentary. Now Gates aligns with the future queen. Power in the U.S. chooses results over noise. Public opinion tilts like a seesaw in a schoolyard. In the first 2 years of Sussex freedom, fans cheered the new voice of compassion. Then came staff shakeups, legal battles with news outlets, angry leaked texts, and a wave of podcasts declaring the couple all talk, no payoff. Viewers slid away, donors hesitated. A brand built on empathy started feeling like a brand built on drama. When empathy feels forced, even kind hearts step back. In Montecito, drones buzz overhead less often. Paparazzi realize fresh photos don't sell like they used to. New faces drive clicks. Taylor Swift at stadium tours, Zendaya at red carpets, Margot Robbie in Barbie pink, Travis Kelce waving at cameras next to pop royalty. The Sussex sparkle glares more than it glows, and editors choose new stories. Meghan's inner circle tries one more trick. A glossy magazine publishes a soft focus shoot of her planting herbs beside rescue chickens. The caption calls her grounded and joyfully thriving. Comment sections fill with yawns. One user writes, "Planting basil won't fix a broken image." Another says, "The jam was tastier than this PR." The internet can be cruel. It can also be honest faster than any press manager can delete comments. Harry films a climate change documentary voiceover, but the studio reduces his lines, saying the focus must stay on scientists. A year ago, his presence meant global appeal. Now producers cut him for time. His team counters with an offer to do social posts for free. The studio politely declines. Politeness in Hollywood often means door closed. Meanwhile, on the other side of the globe, Venice is deep in night. Lights from the Bezos yacht dance on black water. Belts a private song on deck as drones capture only silhouettes. Security guards block long-lens photographers. Inside tall windows, guests clink crystal flutes. Bezos raises a toast about new beginnings and bold dreams. Nobody speaks the Sussex name. That silence grows louder than the band. Catherine rises early in London, reviews reports on child mental health, and schedules a visit to a children's hospital. Paparazzi gather at the gates. She steps out, thanks them, and disappears into a car. Photos travel worldwide. Headlines read, Princess of Wales puts kids first. Beneath each story runs a gentle undercurrent. Quiet action wins hearts more than loud headlines. The contrast becomes a lesson for any public figure, especially ones who built castles out of interviews. At home in California, Meghan stares at her jam jars lined up like short soldiers. She planned to name them after joyful childhood memories. Investors now call the venture a boutique hobby with no growth path. Harry closes his laptop on a tab that lists upcoming royal events back in the UK. He notices their names absent from every program. He turns off the screen, looks at the Pacific sunset, and wonders how to flip the current. The Hollywood cold list is not a life sentence, but parole requires humility and steady wins. Oprah found her calling through decades of trust. Robert Downey Jr. battled storms and bounced back by lifting others on screen and off. Hollywood loves a comeback when the star does the hard work quietly. For Meghan and Harry, that means less jam flash, fewer bombshell memoir chapters, more real impact, real schools built, real scholarships funded, real hours logged outside cameras. The road back is long, but the industry never fully closes its gates. It just locks them until you show a new key. The Venice wedding will pass into gossip history, a glittering moment frozen in trending clips. But its true importance lies in the empty seats where Meghan and Harry expected to sit. One missing invitation tells a larger story, a story written through countless decisions, interviews that cut family ties, deals that overpromised and underdelivered, advisors who fought fire with gasoline. Reputation is like fine glass. Once cracked, every light reveals the flaw, yet glass can be melted and reshaped. If the Sussexes choose the furnace of honest work and quiet progress, they might craft something new. It will not look like the old royal shine, but it could still hold light. Whether they try or not is a cliffhanger the world will watch, so keep eyes on the streaming giants. Rumors swirl that Netflix is weighing new budget cuts. Keep ears on Spotify's next investor call. Keep tabs on red carpet seat charts. In Hollywood, every deal, every handshake, every whisper writes the next chapter. Will Harry and Meghan climb out of the cold list or slip deeper? We'll cover every twist, every nod, every closed door that swings back open or slams shut forever. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a beat. The saga is racing forward, and the next turn could arrive before the Amazon yacht even leaves Venetian waters.